quarterbacks in particular. You mentioned Ezekiel Elliott. He has yet to report to camp because of his contract. As a result, we've heard a lot out of Oxnard about the rookie fourth-rounder Tony Pollard, who carried the ball 4 times on Saturday against the Niners for 16 yards and apparently really impressed Jerry Jones in the process.
Thought he had a good account of himself. He looks confident out there. We know he's inordinately understanding what it is he does and can do. And we've seen him do it. We know he's capable of, if he really needs to, carry the whole load.
He's capable of carrying the whole load. Truth or negotiating tactic?
Definitely a negotiating tactic. And to me, this is ridiculous for Jerry Jones to even come out and say this, because Tony Pollard in college didn't even carry the load. Darrell Henderson was the main back at Memphis. And I'm not saying that Tony Pollard couldn't be good, but Ezekiel Elliott led the league in rushing 2 out of the last 3 years. And also, this guy sets up your play-action pass games. So when you want to take your shots with Amari Cooper, if you don't have Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, teams aren't biting on that play-action pass. The funny thing is, Dallas has been in this situation before in '93 with Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith held out. Jerry Jones said the same thing. They drafted a running back in the 4th round. This guy can carry the load. Well, the Dallas Cowboys started off 0-2. And by week 3, Emmitt Smith had the deal that he wanted, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So to me, it's ridiculous for Jerry to say this. It's definitely a ploy and a tactic to maybe get under Zeke's skin, maybe have him come back in the building. But it's not going to work because, like I said, Tony Pollard didn't even carry the load at Memphis.
Yeah,
it feels like posturing for sure. And a couple of years ago, Darren McFadden had 1,000 yards rushing. So behind this offensive line, you could get some production. But make no mistake about it, Pollard is not the same running back that Elliott is. Zeke Elliott is a contact runner. He's running through contact. He's getting extra yards. He's different than most running backs. So I don't know. Pollard in one game has not shown me that he can carry the load that Zeke Elliott has done for so many years.
The thing that's missing in all of this is if Jerry thinks this about Tony Pollard, Tony Pollard's agent needs to get on the phone with Jerry Jones right now and say, hey, how about there's a little contract I signed here.
Sure.
You know what else is interesting here is that Dak Prescott, who is negotiating his own contract, as we've talked about, he really talked up Tony Pollard after this game, too.
He definitely did.
He said he's a special guy, that he's really smart, that he's picking things up really fast. So he's saying a lot of the same things that Jerry Jones is saying, and clearly not for negotiating tactics.
How does that sit with Zeke if and when Zeke comes back, too?
Definitely.
A lot of stars.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the truth.
Dallas, we love you. Grist for the mill.